On Molokai, anger and protests have given way to handshakes. A historic cruise ship agreement signed today signals a new beginning for tourism on the friendly island. It's a far cry from how the ship was once greeted.
American Safari Cruises' first trip to Molokai went like this. Protesters so angry they hadn't been consulted. They hopped into the water and blocked the ship.
And go home! Go home! Nobody wants you here!
Tensions continued to run high last January as the Explorer pulled into port. Coast Guard and state law enforcement officers on the water, county police and state sheriffs on shore. A far different sight today as representatives from the state, American Safari Cruises, and the Molokai community signed a historic Molokai Community Agreement outlining rules for the ship's visits.
It is an outcome of community sitting down with business, talking openly and honestly about each other's needs, and then arriving at an understanding.
And the end result, to make a long story short, was something everybody agrees upon and everybody's happy with.
This agreement is for Molokai only. As you know, Molokai is a very special community, and it's kind of what we hope is the building block to building best management practices for tourism on Molokai.
Under the agreement, American Safari Cruises agrees to make only one visit per week with a maximum of 36 passengers on any trip. The company will help create an orientation video on Molokai that the passengers will view before they arrive. The tours will not visit the vahipana or sacred places on the island, and the passengers will only utilize tours and activities run by businesses owned by Molokai residents.
This is a precedent-setting thing. We're hoping that Molokai uses this. We put this into our community plan so that anybody else coming as tourists to this island or tourist industry to this island knows that there are steps that they need to take. They don't just come here and do whatever they want.
Now, Walter Riddy says they hope to set a precedent for the rest of the island so that each community can have a say about how tourism is implemented on their island. And as far as American Safari Cruises, they say the communication is good and that later this year they plan to base a boat out of the island, bringing more revenue to the Molokai community, all with the community's blessings.